Thank you very much for staying with us. Our top focus this evening. The 5 state elections have seen a big win for the BJP. The 3 states, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, won by the BJP, are considered part of the Hindi heartland. But Congress is riding high on its solitary victory in the 5 state elections, the South Indian state of Telangana. Now, amidst the electoral outcomes, talk of a perceived North-South divide gained traction, fueled by observations from Congress leaders and social media users. Now, the 5 state assembly poll results indicate a distinctive political landscape, with the BJP consolidating its influence in the Hindi heartland under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. Now, in contrast, the Congress emerged as a compelling alternative in the south, challenging the dominance of regional players. In fact, the political narrative points at BJP's stronghold in the north, where it commands 12 state governments and its comparatively restrained presence in the southern states. Now, it all started with a tweet from Congress MP Karti Chidambaram, who wrote just 2 words on his X account, "The South." Now, he later clarified that he did not suggest any north-south divide and that it is left to people's imagination to interpret it the way they want.
I haven't suggested anything like that. It's like art. When an artist puts up his work, it's up to the persons viewing the art to interpret the art. So I just put out the words South. It's up to everybody's imagination, intelligence, fantasy to interpret it anywhere they want to interpret it. I'm not interpreting it for them. They are free to interpret it any way they want. All I said was the South. Of course, I'm Indian. I wear the flag on my wrist every single day than anybody else. When anybody who's seen even a picture of me for the last 20 years would realize that I wear the Indian flag on my wrist. So, let's not question my patriotism, or let's not question my nationality. All I said was the South. I do not know why people have to get very excited about it. I don't know why we are unnecessarily getting into this debate.
We did not start this conversation. A Congress Mukt Bharat conversation was started by them. The people have given a verdict of BJP Mukt Dakshin Bharat now. So, whatever they are saying, they need to first figure out who started this conversation in the first place.
That is what people are making it. And in South, people are secular and they are now giving their verdict in favor of Congress. And that's a very good sign. And in days to come, things will improve still.
देखिए, तेलंगाना में ऐतिहासिक जीत हुई है। 10 साल का केसीआर का शासन वो खत्म हुआ, जिसमें भ्रष्टाचार था, बेरोजगारी चरम सीमा पर थी, जनता उससे त्रस्त थी और कांग्रेस पार्टी को विकल्प के रूप में माना। ये बीजेपी मुक्त साउथ, ये कांग्रेस पार्टी नहीं बात करती, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस तरह की बात किया करती है।
Fact is, in key regions like Karnataka, the BJP faced a significant setback as it lost power to the Congress. Now, this was a big blow, as Karnataka, remember, was BJP's only stronghold in the south. Now, the Congress' expanding influence is now evident in Telangana, proving to be a headache for the BJP in the southern political landscape. Now, the challenge for the BJP extend to states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu, where garnering support has proven to be an uphill battle. In fact, in Kerala, the BJP currently holds the 3rd position, while in Tamil Nadu, the party has chosen to go alone following a split from the AIADMK. Now, despite the setbacks, the BJP is exuding confidence. In fact, party leaders affirm they will secure a majority in the upcoming 2024 Lok Sabha elections. BJP leaders further hit back, saying the Congress has restricted itself geographically and that it is a divisive party. Listen in.
उत्तर वर्सेस दक्षिण राज्यों में रह गई है।
नहीं, हमारा उत्तर दक्षिण पूरब पश्चिम हम सब जगह है। लोकसभा में आप देख लेना कि हमारा हर तरह से, और आज भी हमने तेलंगाना में जहां एक थे हम 8 आए, हमारे मत काफी बड़े। और ये ठीक है कि भ्रष्टाचारियों का बोलबाला एक भ्रष्टाचारी को छोड़ के विकल्प में दूसरे के भ्रष्टाचारियों के गोद में चली गई, लेकिन जनता ने हमें बहुत विश्वास है और पूरी तरह से मोदी है तो मुमकिन है।
It is a victory for our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's development and social justice, and our Prime Minister's people, how they are having the faith. It seems that the southern part of Telangana, the BJP last election won one seat only. Now we won more than 8 seats. It is in our strength and our people's faith from South India. It's increasing. That's where our major victory is there.
So lastly, North versus South is talked by the Congress. They say that BJP is for North India and South is captured by.
We should not talk anything which is divisive. Congress is a divisive party. That is why they are talking about North-South divide. Where comes the North and South divide when it comes to India as a whole?
No, they're trying to restrict themselves geographically. Even in southern India, they have been rejected. Just because of one or two success, they can't claim that they are getting a good support. It is not truth. It is not fact. It is just because of the anti-incumbency against the BRS, they have got an opportunity. It's not that they wanted Congress party to form the government in Telangana. They need to understand nobody prefers Congress. Congress is not a preferred party. If any progress has to happen in our country, in India or Bharat, it has to become Congress Mukh.
अगले आने वाला लोकसभा चुनाव में इस मुद्दे पर हम उत्तर देंगे। मतलब जो लोकसभा चुनाव आने वाला है अगले अप्रैल में, कर्नाटक स्टेट में 28 लोकसभा कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसीज है। पूरा का पूरा भारतीय जनता पार्टी विल विन ऑल द 28. भारतीय जनता पार्टी and JDS both together will sweep next Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka. I will assure you that.
Imran, my colleague, joins me on this top story. Imran, we did hear all those political reactions that just came in as far as this is concerned. But in your opinion, how do you see this politically pan out? And also with the impact that it would have on the 2024 elections, considering delimitation is also one of the angles that is much talked about?
Well, the Congress is projecting, saying that the South is BJP free, and also indicating that they are communalism free, whereas North is where this hotbed of communalism is, and people are still adhering to secularism and voting for secular parties in the southern states. In fact, this North-South divide has been going on over a language issue, where other delimitation issue, which are two more crucial, where the South feels that if the delimitation happens, the North states will more say into the policy making and especially the resources of the country, whereas the South, which contributes more to the GDP, is losing out with the delimitation. But as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned, we've seen that, like at least in Karnataka, BJP has out of 28 to 25 seats from the Lok Sabha seats, and it's likely to lose some seats because the Congress is in power there and power here. But it is impact as far as the numbers are concerned. BJP has most abysmal presence is in the South. But other issues are concerned socially and politically. There are many issues which the Southerners have been fighting out with the BJP party. Especially one is the language imposition, which they feel that Hindi is being thrust upon them. Whether it's a concern of delimitation, well, they feel that the delimitation happens, the southern states will have less say, and it will have a lot more. The North states, or also called the Bimaru states, will have a lot more say in the policy and decision making. And the population dividend is also they feel that because of delimitation, population dividend happen. There are a lot more people doing jobs from the northern states, especially Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and if you look at it, 9% of Kerala's population is come from West Bengal and Bihar, and so it will also have a lot more politically. It will have lot more different things which are coming up in the coming days. So all these fears are there, and now Congress is cashing on it, saying that it's southern states are BJP Mukh, saying that they are communalism free states. BJP is saying that Congress is trying to divide the country.
Right, Imran. I appreciate you getting us the latest as far as how this is politically panning out and also drawing perspective for our viewers there. I appreciate you joining us once again. We're going to have to leave the conversation at that. But let's find out how our guests are also viewing this. In fact, let me take this opportunity to introduce them. Karuna Gopal, a BJP spokesperson, Satya Prakash, spokesperson of the Congress, Kovai Satyan, spokesperson of the AIDMK, and Vijay Grover, senior journalist. Good evening, all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here. Let me begin by asking Karuna. Karuna, how do you really look at this entire controversy rather that has sparked up? This was only because of the fact that, of course, Karti did go on to tweet those two words. Then he says, it's up to people to interpret it the way that they want. But in chorus, what everybody has gone on to state is that the South has chosen to be BJP Mukt.
Nivedhana, hi. Thanks for asking me this question first. I just heard Karti Chidambaram saying that he left a very cryptic, the South and left it. But we know, at least he said he left it for our own interpretation. And how I would like to interpret the fortunes of Congress are going south. That is how I'd like to, interpret it. But today's discussion has been quite fascinating, and it's about Congress trying to be a very bad loser. Just imagine trying to really put this, divide India kind in front. And you remember they also tried their level best to divide India on the caste lines, going for the caste census, etc. That speaks of their attitude. They are flying blind. They are behaving like ostriches. Just to give some facts, Nivedhana, if they say that South has favored them, they must understand, look at Karnataka first. Karnataka till recently was with us with a massive vote share of close to 50%. Today, we are not in power. We haven't formed the government. But what is the vote share? We have 36% vote share in Karnataka. Now, they say BJP's southern states don't like BJP. What about Telangana? We got 15% vote share. Then look at Puducherry. Puducherry, we actually are a part of the government. What is Congress thinking and what is it saying? Do they know the facts? Now, tomorrow, when we go for Lok Sabha elections, ask them to see the kind of results that Tamil Nadu threw up. They should understand, they should look at facts before being such bad, sour losers that they go on, behaving like ostriches. And I would like to say the fundamental problem with Congress is that they haven't got their act together. They haven't cleaned up their own home. For instance, they couldn't get North India, the Hindi speaking cow belt, for the simple reason that they never looked at their own party and the rifts in the party. Look at the issues that Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot had. Look at the issues between Jyotiraditya Scindia and Kamal Nath. They couldn't resolve those issues. They couldn't put their best foot forward. They couldn't clean up their home. They couldn't put in a huge.
All right, Karuna, as you make those remarks, of course, there are many factors that you would like to add in, but we're digressing from the essential subject. But you've gone on to say that, this is a case of bad losers. Karuna, I'm going to come back to you. I want to give the opportunity to everybody else who's also on the panel. I'm going to come back to you. Satya Prakash, of course, Karuna has made those opening remarks as well. In fact, we also heard, Ashwath Narayan talk about the fact that it was anti-incumbency that essentially people voted out the BRS for, and Congress was just the option left for people to go ahead with. And also with the fact that how we're seeing the entire North-South debate. For once, it's not about the language. How do you look at this? Also responding to what Karuna did say.
Hi, Nivedhana. I would like to comment on what our BJP spokesperson Karuna said. I think she has lost her mind. She should use words with care is all what I can say. Facts are facts. I would like to bring some facts. Yes, we have lost 3 elections, but look at the numbers. Sheer numbers of these 4 assembly polls say the total number of votes were 12.24 crores. Congress got 4.9 crore votes. BJP in all the 4 states got 4.81 crores. That means Congress got 9 lakh crores, more than BJP. But still, we lost for certain reasons. certain reasons where, our vote share to seat conversion
what were
was
those
not as
reasons?
good as BJP. And that we know how to set it right. Just because you have one no, don't don't think it's a feather on your cap. In a democracy, winning and losing is part and parcel of the game. What we should understand is, when Kartik Chidambaram said South, that means BJP, which was boasting that it will make Congress Bharat Mukt Congress, Congress Mukt Bharat. Chidambaram, why he said that was Bharat means union of states. Bharat means north, east, west, and south. Without one region, India or Bharat will not be there. Without Karnataka, it will not be there. Without UP, it will not be there. Without Kerala, it will not be there. Just look at the pathetic position of BJP today. In all southern states, it is pushed out. In Kerala, it is nowhere. In Tamil Nadu, Annamalai, even AIDMK, BJP has become untouchable for its own ally. In Karnataka, she is telling 50%. Never Congress got 50%. Even in last assembly, they got 36%. This time also they were put at 36%. Congress got 43%. Look at Telangana. BJP got just 13%. Congress got nearly 40%. Now coming back to Rajasthan. Rajasthan also we got 40%. The difference between Congress and BJP was a meager 1.5%. In Chhattisgarh also we are closer to that 39 to 40%. The difference is just 2 or 3%. Only in Madhya Pradesh, the difference is to an extent of 6 to 7%. Congress is a pan-India party. It has Karyakartas in each and nook and corner of this Bharat. That is why our leader Rahul Gandhi went on a Bharat Jodo program. Just because you have won 3 elections doesn't mean, if we had won Congress had won all the 3 states, same BJP spokesperson would have said, come 2024, we will reverse like we did it in 2019. So winning and losing is part of the game. We have to remain modest. People today
All right, Satya
have
Prakash. So
given
essentially,
Congress
you're
9 lakh
countering
votes
what Karuna was
more
talking
than
about
BJP.
being sore losers, but you believe that winning and losing is a part of what we've seen in the results as well. I'll come back to you, but let me get in a quick word from Kovai Satyan as well. Kovai, first of all, how do you read into this cryptic post that has sparked the debate, the entire North-South debate as well, and the impact of it for our viewers to better understand of the Lok Sabha elections?
No, it doesn't really matter. The minds of the people. There is no thought of divisiveness anywhere. Maybe for a political narrative for that respective party, they feel that it might give some mileage. But however, let's understand it clear. The fight in Telangana for BJP is not for the number 1 slot. It is for the number 3 slot. The fight was between Congress and BRS, which had a very good presence there. And BJP conveniently got the 3rd place because there were no other competitors for place 3 for BJP to challenge them. SRCP was not aggressive in Telangana. TDP didn't play their game because both of them are awaiting BJP's call for their alliance in Simandra. So BJP master plan worked well for them. They wanted to be the number 3 and they got it. And the numbers would say the 5 states in South, Orissa, Telangana, Simandra, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Pondicherry. 7 states and 1 UT has 207 MPs. As long as BJP is confident that they will form the government with the single largest party with absolute majority, they needn't have to really worry about the South performance. But why BJP is now more curious about performance in Telangana and why they say that Telangana has become the gateway of South is probably they are not confident about winning the absolute majority to form a government for the 3rd term. They would certainly are looking at numbers from these states. Any numbers would definitely add them so that they can form the government for the 3rd consecutive time. So that's the reason why BJP is all cheered. It's all motivated. And they talk big about the victory in Telangana securing the number 3rd slot. It's clear and evident. It's still a long way for BJP to make a mark in South. They have presence in Karnataka. But as far as Tamil Nadu, as far as Kerala, as far as Simandra, as far as Orissa is concerned, they still have a long way to go. It won't happen overnight. We can't find fault with their aspirations. We
Okay,
can't
so the
find
journey
fault
for
with
the
their chest
BJP
beating.
essentially, of course, we do know what has happened in Karnataka with their presence over there, but larger aspect of it being you believe there's a long way to go. Vijay, let me come to you. I did see you wanted to make a point earlier as well. For someone like you who is closely, reported on the aspect, how this is panned out, we're also not talking about Hindi being emotional first time when we talk about a north-south divide. But I would also like you to touch upon the fact that how this would have implications on the 2024 elections as well, for our viewers to better get an understanding that, there is going to be a significance of this coming year. Although Kovai does state that the BJP is not confident probably why they're looking into these numbers right now, and also how he has pointed out that in Karnataka, of course, we've seen the BJP have a large presence over there, but overall, not really. It's going to be a long road. Vijay, if you could unmute yourself.
Yeah, you able to hear me now? Yeah. Okay. So now one point that I want to add over here is a simple thing that, while the politicians have one side of the coin that they want to talk about, the other side, they do not even want to acknowledge. But clearly the north-south divide is only getting bigger in the last couple of decades from the time the BJP has tried to make inroads into the south. And this is something which is, helping the BJP. While on one side it's getting a foothold in the south, the way the Congress has triggered this debate today might actually help the BJP in the north. And there are two reasons for it. While political reasons are one thing, there is another thing, that the sentiment is becoming much bigger, and that's something that we need to acknowledge. The Hindi linguistic divide has been eternal, and it is something which has always been a part of the southern politics in practically every state. But in the recent years, there are two things that have, actually caught on the imagination of the common man. I'm not talking to the politicians. One is about the forthcoming delimitation. That is going to be something where the South could be facing a set collectively. And I'm talking of all the 5 states where we see that the number of, seats that will go down in representation, and that could impact South badly. The second is the GST devolution. If you look at the GST devolution format, it somehow is skewed in favor of the North Indian states, where, their contribution to the GDP is much lesser, but their revenue share that they get from the central government is much higher from every year after year. And that is something which is catching on to the people, because a lot of people in the South feel that, we contribute to the state by paying our taxes regularly, we pay GST regularly, and if you see the contribution of the GST, the southern states are at the top. But when it comes to allocation, it goes to UP, it goes to Bihar, it goes to Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. So that is something.
Vijay, if you unmute yourself, please.
Point I want to the behavior of the central government. If you look at the last couple of years, the way the center has treated the South, that is something which is a worrying issue. And that's where, the BJP will need to make amends before 2024. If you look at the allocation for sports, in sports, we've seen that all the southern states, which produce some of the best athletes, their funds that they've got from the center are actually lesser than what Gujarat has got. So this is just one reference that I want to make. If you look at the agricultural distribution, for the agriculture ministry, there also Gujarat tops and the southern states get lesser. So this is something where, the BJP might benefit more in the north by this debate if it becomes bigger. But clearly in the south, it might only feel alienated in a couple of months, because people talk about it not only on political platforms, it also hits the social media, it also is spoken about at nookers and at tea shops.
Absolutely. And as you, share with us that perspective. Karuna, all these points that, of course, Vijay has spoken about is also with the fact that, an overview of probably how South Indians are also looking at it. Do you think that the BJP has to really re-strategize in terms of connecting with the people in the South? What is really not working for the party, in your opinion?
Look, I'd like to comment on one point that Mr. Grover made. He made very valid points in terms of delimitation and what might affect the southern states, and they might feel shortchanged in the long run. But I'd like to also add this particular input that if you have seen the presentation or the clarification that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman gave when she was talking to Kerala through aspersion, saying that Kerala never gets enough resources. So she actually pulled out the paper and spoke about how much central disbursement has happened to Kerala after Modi took over. And it is running into thousands of crores when before that it was just into hundreds, 200, 300 crores. So she clarified it and she said that we have doubled it several times over. And so that is one clarification. So mostly what I feel is, I'm from Telangana, and I also realize that some of the best schemes that have been announced by Government of India and the amount of money that is being disbursed is not shared in a transparent way with people here. So people end up believing that Government of India is not giving anything, and then the state is struggling on its own. I can give you some statistics and examples where a certain type of infrastructure.
But Karuna, that's exactly what Vijay was talking about. How the center has treated the South is a worrying concern.
No, I'm correcting you on that. I'm saying that they don't reveal the fact that they are getting money. I'll tell you a simple example. As I was saying, that an infrastructure that has to be built with both state funds and central funds. The central funds have already come and they have been parked in the state, but the state has not put in their matching funds, and therefore the infrastructure is not built. But the narrative that the state government gives is we haven't got any funds. Now tell me how many common people actually know how to delve deeper into this disbursement. Where is the money coming from? What is the route it is taking? Where is it? Which department is it parked in? These are things that a common man won't know. So the narrative picks up. For instance, even low-cost housing. We have given funds to Telangana. But they say that we have not been able to build because there are no funds. What about monorail, metro rail? The same problem. So I'm saying there's partial truth in what Mr. Grover said, but to a large extent, as I said, Finance Minister clarified what Kerala was given, and very categorically she read out, and maybe that video is still available on the internet, number one. The other thing is most of the southern states also believe and put up a narrative saying that they're not getting central funds, whereas it is completely wrong. But I do agree with him in terms of delimitation and perhaps how South can feel a little shortchanged, because other states have historically been big performers. For instance, as United Andhra Pradesh, we were one of the highest performing states as United Andhra Pradesh, and we were contributing enormous amount of GDP to the nation. So yeah, there could be a sense of disillusionment, and maybe the South states should put forth their case with the central government, negotiate and ensure that things are taken good care of.
Okay, Karuna, as you, of course, counter what Vijay did say, but Vijay was, of course, essentially talking about one political aspect of it, but more or large about how citizens also view it in the South. Satya Prakash, I do see that you want to come in. Vijay, I'll come back to you. Satya Prakash, go ahead and make your point.
Make one more point? Karuna, can I make one more point?
I want to respond to Karuna ji, where she said
Vijay, I'm going to come. Yes, Vijay, I'm going to come to you. Just let me give a chance to Satya Prakash.
Nivedhana, on what Karuna said about the Kerala example.
1 second, Vijay, I'll finish off.
Vijay, I'm going to come back to you. Let me just have Satya Prakash counter that.
Yeah. Karnaji said that center is giving money to the states as if it is doing some, charity for the states. He forgets that whatever funds come to the state, center is from the states. And in tune with the cooperative federalism that our constitution suggests, and part of the devolution of tax, it is the duty of the central government to give money to the states as per the devolution of taxes. It is not doing any charity. First of all, we need to understand. Another thing, what we need to understand is The total expenditure, 67% of the total expenditure in this country are done by the states, while the revenue collection by all the states put together is only 32%. While the center spends only 37% of the expenditure, while it collects 63% of the revenue. So this imbalance has to be set right through devolution of tax, and center or Modi ji is not doing any charity to the states. It is states' right to get its share because we give the money to the center. Okay, so it is not any charity that Mr. Modi is doing. First point number one. What we are telling, or Mr. Grover said, is every 1 rupee that goes from South India, only 15 paisa to 20 paisa is coming back. As far as direct taxes are concerned, it is very worst. Whereas your states, which are right now ruled by BJP, UP and other states, for every 1 rupee that they are giving to the exchequer of the center, they are getting 2 rupees, 2.5 rupees, 3 rupees. This imbalance we are talking. Why should South, here we are not telling, South is different, North is different, but we are asking South to get its due. Why is BJP doing such injustice? Sitaraman Mai is saying, earlier UPA was giving hundreds, now we are giving thousands. What was the budget size then and what is the budget size now after 10 years? She might be talking about the 2004. That means 20 years back. So we need to give facts. All the newspapers are carrying report that South states are not getting their due. We contribute nearly 40% of the total GST. Karnataka is the second biggest GST contributor. Tamil Nadu is the third largest contributor after Maharashtra and Karnataka. But what are we getting back in return? We are getting peanuts. This is what we
bigger question.
We are not against North.
All right. Satyaprakash, I'll have to interject you. Let me go to Vijay quickly. Vijay, as far as what I was also asking Karuna earlier, is that what is it that has not worked in the favor of the BJP connecting with the South? We do know that they were thinking that they would ride on Modi's factor. Okay, I do understand that we're having some technical issues with connecting with Vijay over there. Let me go to Kovai Satyan. Kovai, how do you see this really pan out? Of course, Karti in his defense did state that one can interpret it that the way that they want to. You've heard what the BJP and the Congress had to say, but also with essentially the points of how Vijay was also trying to talk. But what is it with the fact that the BJP has not been able to really connect with southern India?
See, the delimitation might not happen now. It is only after 2024 and it is for the next Lok Sabha elections. So talking about it now will not make any sense. But however, irrespective of whether it is BJP or Congress at the center, the states of the southern side had always been treated like children of the lesser god. There was a stepmotherly treatment every time and again. It doesn't matter whether BJP or Congress, whoever was there at the center. The contribution from the southern states, particularly Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, are number one and number two in terms of GDP. But however, when it comes to growth, when it comes to the recipient side, we don't get what we ask for. That's the reason why none of the parties, be it BJP or Congress, are not able to connect with the people. How much ever data they throw and say that this is what we are given. But if you really look at, there is no rationale to convince a common man because we give 100, what we get back is 13, 12, 11, or even max 18 in the name of devolution. And that too not immediately, that too after a long struggle, and the bureaucratic blame is always there. There was never a smooth going despite being an ally or not being. Let me give you an example. We were an ally with BJP when our chief minister wanted to go for the metro phase 3 and we wanted 64,000 crores. BJP at the time of center said no. And we said, okay, fine, you don't come and part, we will go all up by ourselves. And we started raising funds. Then they came and said, okay, we also will join. So it was never an easy walk for the states to take their share in terms of growth and development. It was always a struggle. That's the reason why people of the South plays a major role and place their faith on the regional parties. That's the reason why Dravidian parties are still alive in the hearts of the people because they're able to deliver. 67 was the last when Congress saw a light in Tamil Nadu. It's been like 5.5 decades. They couldn't make a mark. And post-independence, BJP could never make a mark in Tamil Nadu. The reason is simple. You don't connect with the armed janta. You don't connect with the armed janta in the terms of development. How much ever numbers you give, I gave water, I gave road, I gave lights, and whatever performance metrics they talk about, Tamil Nadu achieved it now itself. The higher education enrollment is 52%, wherein the national ambition to achieve 25 or 30% is 2030, which is 7 years away. You take any human development index and metrics, the states have delivered. That's the reason regional parties are always held high in the hearts of the people, not BJP nor Congress. There is a huge and vast difference between what they utter, what they commit, and what they deliver. You take it from the regional parties and the states and give it up to
As
some
you
other
make those
states.
remarks in the way that you have, of
Rational,
course,
no
read
logic.
into why, what has rather not worked in the favor of the BJP not connecting with the people of the South. Before we wrap up, Karuna, quickly to you. You know, everyone has, of course, looked at this in a way that it has not worked for the party. But 2024 elections, is the BJP confident? Are you going to revamp in a way to connect with the people? Because like Kovai said, it is not connecting with the armed janta rather.
No, I think, I'd like to correct the perception here. In a federal system like India, it is a two-way street. They completely, everything stems from, it is my state, my people, my language, and you are unwilling to integrate with the larger ecosystem of the country. If that is done, then it is very difficult for any party, forget about BJP, any party to penetrate because they're so protective. You go to Tamil Nadu, I'm a Telugu speaking person. You think I feel welcome there? Everybody speaks their own language. I myself find it difficult. So when you are so close, it is difficult. So it is a two-way street in a federal system. They don't support us passing the bills. They don't support us in passing the bills. And there is always this behavior of aggression, belligerence, and countering every little thing that we'd like to do. So it's a two-way street. So BJP will have to make efforts. We also internally know. We have spoken to the seniors saying that there is a way to connect with Southern India. South India is completely different. And, obviously the regional parties, no wonder they thrive here because, we feel differently, we think differently, we think we have a different DNA, whatever. But all said and done, it is a federal system. We need to cooperate, we need to collaborate, we need to coexist, and it's a two-way street. You can't expect, BJP to pour funds into your development activities when you don't vote and support us in passing our bills. Nor do you even accept.
Why should we support your bills? All your absurd bills. Why should we support your absurd bills? You should get support by talking with them. No one knows when you are putting your bills.
I take
in
5
this
seconds.
winter session, we don't know which bills you are bringing and you want us to support. How can we support you when you don't even discuss before putting the bills in the parliament? A day before we come to know that bills are there and you expect us to support. Second thing is, Telugu guys can come to Karnataka, Kannada guys can go to Tamil Nadu people can come here. We are all Dravidian states. There is no problem. The problem is with Hindi imposition.
All right, okay.
The problem is with Hindi
Satyaprakash, I have to
imposition.
interject you there.
I take 5
But before we wrap, Kovai, I do see that you want to come in. Karuna and Satyaprakash, you made your points before we wrap up. Kovai, 30 seconds,
We think national, we act local. So it's definitely not a two-way street. All roads from the south leads to Delhi, but there is nothing that comes out of Delhi. That's a hard fact for the last 7.5 decades since independence. So our verdict is out of experience. And we are not here for a blame game. And please don't challenge our patriotism. We are not divisive. We don't play divisive politics. We think national, we act local. But you think national, you stay there. You don't give a lending ear to what is happening in local and what is the state wanting about. And what do they need? You don't think. You don't give a lending ear. I'm not blaming BJP. I'm blaming anybody who are there at the center, be it Congress or BJP. You need a holistic approach. But the holistic approach cannot be from a unison saying that this is how the approach has to be. Give a lending ear to the states, then you will win hearts.
We are against ultra-nationalism. We are against hyper-nationalism.
All right, on that note, I want to thank all of you for joining us. Of course, there's a lot more that we could have discussed about, but I'm afraid we're short of time. I appreciate all of you joining us once again on News at 7, sharing with us your perspective. We're slipping in a short break here. More news coming up on the other side. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.